Alright, I can see that many of you are excited to start class, so let's get on with it. What should we expect? Well, expect unexpected. This is the first time you're going to take class in university for most of you, and 1010X is quite different. Okay, let me just tell you about one thing before you start. There's this article that I sent to you by email. Okay, please go read it. And basically, it says that the secret to success in school is just one simple thing: it's consistency. Right, it's that simple, right? If you wait till the last moment before you cram for exams, you'll be in deep trouble. So we know, however, that staying consistent is hard. So we have decided to help you out. Now, how do we do this? A few years ago, I watched this TED talk on TED, right? And this girl called Jane McGonigal, she was basically trying to make a statement that games can be used to help do good lah. So it's this talk called "Gaming Can Make the Better World." So you guys, if you have time, you can go watch it yourself. Okay, but at the high level, it argues that gamification can be used to help motivate people to do good. So for me, I decided to try to use it to motivate people to do homework. So in 2010, I was teaching this class called 1101S, and in the past, I used to have 7 problem sets for the class. So there are 13 weeks in a semester, and with 7 problem sets, it means that every 2 weeks you have 1 problem set due. So what I did after I saw this talk was that I took the 7 problem sets and I made it into 16 smaller problems, and I called this main missions. Okay, so this is homework. And then I've also this optional homeworks called side quests and also contests. And then we introduced this thing called a 24-hour grading policy, which you will see in this class. And then we added some game elements like achievements and badges and a leaderboard. All right, so how does this actually work? Well, if you do your homework or complete the missions, okay, you get some experience points. Now, if you finish the side quest, you get even more experience points. You finish the contest or win the contest, you get experience points. Now, if you come to class, we'll give you experience points. And then if you post some questions or answer questions on the forum, you get experience points. Now, like games, if you get enough experience points, what happens? Well, you level up. Okay, so this is what you will see in cosmology. And why do you care about leveling up? Well, the level you get will be your CA grade for the semester. All right, so all the best. This 1010X is a bit complicated. There are many moving parts. So let me briefly walk through what the different components are. First, you watch your lectures on IBLE. After that, you will do these short exercises, which are called trainings on cosmology. And then after that, there's some problems you need to work on, which are called recitation problems. You work on them first, and we'll discuss them in class. For the first half, we'll be on WebEx. Second half, we'll be in classroom. After that, the tutorial questions, which you will do and submit on cosmology. And then there are some classroom lessons, which are called tutorials. Okay, and again, they are either on WebEx for the first half or in classroom for the second half. And after that, you do your homeworks on cosmology. These are called missions, and you submit them, and your tutors will manually grade them. If you can't get enough of the missions, you can do some extra homework. These are called the side quests. And if you still can't get enough and have a lot more time, you can do this thing called contests, which are problems that are even harder, and you get to compete against each other when you solve them. And supporting all this are the forums, where we encourage you to participate as well. The lectures are released every Monday, and you can find them on Cosmology, so please go and watch them. They are meant to cover the core material, but unlike most other subjects, programming cannot really be taught. You have to kind of learn them by yourself. So lectures will just cover the core material in a very kind of, I would say, superficial way. And the goal is for you to try to do problems and learn to do problems until you understand materials. So this is where trainings come in. Immediately after lectures, you need to do some simple exercises to make sure you sort of master at least the lecture material. And then there's a bonus EXP for finishing early. So if you finish with 1 week of the release of lecture, you get the full EXP. Otherwise, you only get half price. So please do this promptly. And there's more problems after that. And there are more problems in what's called the recitations. So they're like simple problems that you do first yourself, you try yourself. And after that, we'll discuss in class. And oftentimes, I will do live coding demos to actually teach you how to solve problems. Now, keep in mind that the solution itself is not very important. We'll give you the solutions at the end. The crux of this lessons is not in the solutions, but in me, the instructor, or perhaps my tutors, walking through the thinking process as we solve the problems. So your goal is not to learn solutions, but to learn the process through which software engineers or programmers actually learn how to solve problems. And the first phase will be held on WebEx. Second phase will be in person in the classroom. Okay, these are lessons. And after that, you do even more problem solving. These are tutorials, and typically this will be taught by the other TAs, right? And again, there are more problems. And what you do is that you try to solve them and submit online before the class. Hopefully, we can see from the submissions where you are stuck or where you don't really understand, and we can cover those parts in more detail during the tutorials. But even if not, what you can do is to submit the answers after the tutorials, right, to get your EXP. And again, the first half is online, and the second half is actually in person. Now, the missions are the core homework for the class, and they are quite hard. Okay, so we will encourage you to try early and don't do last minute, and then you submit them on cosmology, and the tutors would grade them manually and give you feedback. Okay, there are also side quests and contests in case you have a lot of time in your hands and you can't get enough programming. The side quests are just option homeworks, and the contests are kind of competitive homework whereby you can pretty much spend all your time because whatever you submit, your friends can also submit something, and then you kind of compete and see who's faster or who's better. So you can keep doing more and doing more better. And in this class, we actually will be quite happy if you collaborate and discuss problems. Okay, but we only have one request, that you write up the solution by yourself. After you discuss, it is not correct or not acceptable if one member of your group, gets the solution and then emails the solution to everybody else, and then all you submit together the same solution. No, each of you is supposed to write up the solution by yourself so you can discuss, but you should bring nothing away from the discussion other than what's in your head, and then you have to write out the code from your head. All right, so this is what we ask. Many of you will be concerned about how you graded this class, so let's take a moment to talk about the grading. So 35% of the grade is going to come from your cosmology homework. So the level that you get at the end of the class will be your grade for cosmology. So 35 is kind of the level that you are expected to reach. If you go above the level 35, you will still be capped at 35% for cosmology. Then tutorial participation is about 5%. So this is kind of random, you speak out in class, you're participating in the contest, different things. Okay, that's not very important. The 5% grade is going to have at most, half a grade difference in effect, like A minus to A or B plus to A minus kind of impact. Right, the midterm exam is worth 15%. It'll be held on 31st of March on a Saturday. And you're expected to be physically present for the exam. So all of you who are taking the class for credit are expected to turn up physically on 31st of March for the midterm exam. The practical exams will be held in the computer labs in NUS. And again, you are supposed to turn up on the 9th of June, Saturday in the morning, to take the practical exam. The final exam will be conducted on the 21st of June in the exam hall on Thursday in the morning at 9. So again, you're expected to physically turn up for this exam. If you're alumni taking this for credit, you are expected probably to take leave to come and take the exam with the rest of the NS men. And next thing I want to say is that you should focus on learning and not grades. All of you are going to be freshmen, and freshmen with SU or the satisfactory or unsatisfactory. So you don't have any grades in the first year, and this class could also be SU. And the goal here is to focus on learning and not on grades. This is the roadmap for CS1010X. These are all the concepts you'll cover. I won't tell you anything more, okay, other than that this is kind of cool looking. And right now you have no idea what's going on. There's no point for me explaining to you what's going on here. At the end of the class, I'll show this map again. And hopefully by then, it should be clear what everything here is all about. And that will be a sign of progress. All right, so these are the 3 important dates that I once again reiterate that you should make sure that you check on your schedule to make sure that you can turn up, all right, for the midterm on the 31st of March, the practical exam on the 9th of June, and the final exam, which is actually on a Thursday, on the 21st of June. Please make sure that you can turn up for these 3 dates to get credit for this class, okay? Well, as they say in Facebook, move fast and break things. We're hoping that we'll move fast and not break too many things, but some things will break, so bear with us. Now, to conclude, let me just highlight a few more things, right? Number one, there'll be a lot of work, okay, and it's going to be hard work, and just cannot be helped. CS is hard. The process of learning coding requires you to struggle, and you spend hours debugging, you get frustrated while you're stuck. But just bear with us. Note that help is available, okay? So there will be remedial classes that will start probably 5th or 6th week, depending on need and when you find people who need help, right? And if you ever need anything, please email us, right? Or you can also post questions on the discussion forum. And if you see questions there, you can also participate and actually answer them. And when you post questions or answer questions, you get some EXP as reward. So please do so. Okay, with that, we are ready to start our class.